Hello and welcome to another video showing you how to make your own cartoon from start to finish. They say that sound is 50% of the film experience. And part of that in animation is the voiceover, which is a key element in bringing the character to life. Let's say you're browsing the YouTubes and you come across a pretty decent looking animation. If the voiceover sounds like it's been recorded through a potato, it can completely break the immersion. If you're willing and able to invest in, say, a good computer, a graphics tablet, and animation software, I would also consider investing in some good recording equipment, so that the quality of your voiceover matches the rest of your animation. In this video, I'm going to show you how I record voiceovers for my animation without breaking the bank. Let's get started, shall we? Before even thinking about the equipment and software you want to use, sound treating the environment you're going to be recording in is crucial for achieving high quality sound. Sound treating a room reduces reflections and reverberations, minimizes background noise, and improves clarity. So how do you sound treat your environment? You can install things like acoustic panels, diffusers and bass traps that helps absorb and scatter sounds for a more balanced and natural acoustic environment. And you can generally find these at affordable prices. Try and cover any hard surfaces and consider your positioning within the room to find the optimal location. You can assess the room that you're in by clapping to identify any excess echoing. I'm only using this room to record audio for this video because this is where my camera setup is, but I wouldn't choose to use it if I'm doing voiceover for video and animation because it's not sound treated. It's quite spacious, there's some bare walls, and also my PC is quite near the microphone, so it creates quite a lot of background noise. So instead I use my audio booth in the other room. If you look up audio booths to buy on the internet, you'll find that most of them are quite pricey. So because I didn't want to spend money on one of those, I made my own budget one. This is framed with PVC piping that I cut to length and then connected together with 2- and 3-way elbow joints. There's a rug and a blanket on the floor with some acoustic foam scattered about. On the sides, I've used some curtains that you can slide back and forth at the entrance, and the pipe framing goes through the hoops with some additional blankets thrown over. And then for the top, I've just covered it in a fitted sheet. It's 1 meter squared by about 7 foot in length. I think I spent under $120 on it, and it does a great job. The audio that you're hearing now was recorded in this booth. Now let's talk equipment, which is where most of the costs will be. Avoid using camera and headset microphones if you can, because they generally tend to be less quality. If you can, go for a large diaphragm condenser microphone, which are popular for voiceover because of their sensitivity and ability to capture nuances in the voice. They provide a warm and rich sound, making them ideal for different vocal styles. These vary in price from $100 all the way up into the thousands. The one I've got is the Rode NT1A, which I got for around $200, and that came with a shock mount which isolates the microphone from vibrations, and a pop filter which prevents plosives caused by sudden bursts of air. Remember though that if you are using a condenser microphone, you will also need to use an audio interface, which takes the analog audio signals from the microphone and transfers them to digital data for you to use on your computer. The one I've got is a Focusrite Scarlett Solo, which is quite a popular one, and that costs around $95. If you don't have the budget for a condenser microphone, the next best thing would be a higher end USB microphone, such as the HyperX Quadcast S or the Blue Yeti X. Additional pieces of sound equipment I use is a microphone stand so I can stand up while I'm recording my voiceover, and I place the microphone just above my mouth, pointing down, and this is said to open up the throat to improve vocal projection and clarity, which is quite a common thing for actors to do when doing voiceover for animation. Headphones are another thing you can use to plug into your audio interface so that you can hear yourself while you're recording. Lastly, there's the audio software, which is what we'll be using to edit the audio and prepare it before adding it into the animation. I use an older version of Adobe Audition to edit my audio, but using a free software such as Audacity is perfectly fine. The quality is going to come from the sound treated room, the audio interface, and the microphone. So as an example, I'm going to head to the audio booth and record some voiceover that I'll be using for my character in my animation. The animation itself is just going to be for demonstration purposes as part of my tutorial series. So it'll be super simple, but there are a couple of instances where the character speaks. So let's go do that now! I've made sure to turn the audio interface and laptop on. Everything is connected with the correct hardware selected in the software, and then I can click record. Drinking and swilling some water can help before recording to eliminate any clicks in your voice. Then I record the voiceover.
Oh boy, what a lovely morning! Oh boy, what a lovely morning! Looks like the apples are ripe for the picking. Oh, looks like the apples are ripe for the picking.
And then I'm going to stop recording. So here we are in Adobe Audition, and we've got our recorded lines here. So the first thing I want to do is eliminate any background noise that's there. So at the beginning of the recording, I made sure to capture just the background noise without any voiceover, and then I can highlight that, press Shift P. I'm then going to press Control A to select all of the audio. I'm then going to press Control Shift P, which will process that, and I'll click Apply. And if we look down here in the levels, we can see that it's just silent.
Oh boy, looks like the apples are ripe.
I'm just going to trim this down a little bit. So I'll highlight everything we've got before the voiceover, just delete that, and after, and I can get rid of this big gap as well. The next thing I'm going to do is amplify the audio slightly. For voiceover, you want the peak of the audio to be between -6 and -3 decibels. So if we have a look on the side here, you can see the decibels. So around about here. So what I'm going to do, I can use this dial to move it up like that, or I can go to Effects, Amplitude and Compression, and then Normalize. Let's take it up to -6.
Oh boy, what a beautiful day!
You want to make sure never to go above 0 dB, because that's when it can peak and it sounds distorted. So if I play this now,
oh boy, looks like the apples are...
You can see that the max volume is around here and it doesn't go any higher. So there's a bunch of other effects you can do. I'm no audiophile, so those are just the basic settings that I apply to my voiceovers, and that's good enough for me. Also, if you want to chop off any extreme peaks as well, you can press Control A, Effect, Amplitude and Compression, and then go to Hard Limiter, and then you can set the maximum amplitude here. Mine's at -6. So say, for example, you were to do -9, press Apply, and you can see it's chopped all that off now. And then I'm going to go through and delete any audio that I don't want, such as any breaths, clicks, or any takes that I don't want to use. So I'm going to choose the best of each one. So now that I've done that, I've got my 3 audio lines. And again, remember, everything that I'm doing here can also be achieved in Audacity, which is a free software, and I'll leave the link for that software in the description down below. So you can save it like this if you want, by going File, Save As. But what I want to do is I want to separate these lines out. So I'm going to highlight each one and press M. So I've got my 3 files here, and I'm just going to label each one. So this is going to be 1, and I'm just going to put a couple of words from the beginning of the sentence, just so I know which line it is just by looking at it. So now that I've got those, I'm going to highlight all of them, and I'm going to click Save, and we're going to save it as a WAV, and just keep these settings as they are. And now we've got our 3 audio files, which are ready to be imported into our animation, which will come in an upcoming video. Feel free to tell me about your animation and what sound equipment you like to use in the comments down below. If you found this video helpful, like and subscribe. I also stream over on Twitch, so you can catch me there. And if you want to support the channel, I have a Ko-fi link and a thanks button under this video. In the next video, I'm going to be animating the scene. We've got the background, we've got the character, we've got the voiceover, so now we can start putting that scene together. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.
Reddit.